Wearing a black athletic outfit with wireless earphones, Emma jogged along the path in Central Park. The sunlight filtered through the leaves cast dappled shadows on her golden ponytail. The distant lake's surface sparkled with rippling light. Emma stopped to catch her breath and checked her smartwatch. Suddenly, her phone emitted an urgent notification sound. She took out her phone, her pupils constricting sharply. The screen displayed an email from the company's legal department. Urgent notice regarding trade secret leak incident.
This is impossible.
Emma, I'm sorry to disturb you this early, but the CEO requires you to cease all work immediately and cooperate with the investigation. Someone reported that you leaked core data from the AI chip project to competitors.
This is absurd. I've always been loyal to the company. How could I possibly?
I'm sorry. This is procedural requirement. Security is waiting for you in the lobby. Please come to the office to return your work ID and computer. The elevator doors slowly opened, and Emma strode out with her head held high. Two security guards in black uniforms immediately approached her. Miss Emma, please hand over your work ID. Employees in the lobby turned to look, whispering among themselves. Emma noticed several colleagues quickly lowering their heads, pretending not to see her. Brad and Olivia leaned against the marble pillar, watching the scene. Brad wore a subtle smile on his face.
Darling, it seems some people are finally going to pay for what they've done.
Emma walked directly to the security guards and removed her work ID, handing it over. Her voice was calm and determined.
I will prove my innocence.
Emma, I never thought you would do something like this. Leaking trade secrets is a serious crime.
Interesting, you seem to know more about what happened than I do.
Darling, don't waste time talking to traitors. We have a morning meeting to attend.
Emma, admitting your mistake might make things easier. After all, the evidence is conclusive.
Emma walked towards her office, while colleagues along the way avoided her gaze. Through the glass wall, she saw IT department technicians already busy at her computer. Suddenly, Emma's phone received an anonymous text message. Things aren't that simple. Meet at Startup Park Block D Cafe during lunchtime. The sender showed as an unknown number. Emma thoughtfully looked at her phone and put it in her bag. Emma entered the elevator and was about to press a button when a hand suddenly held the door. Sarah gracefully walked in.
Don't panic, child. Truth will always come to light.
How did you?
Remember, sometimes what seems like the worst situation might be the best opportunity.
Brad's voice came from the corridor. That project's source code is already in hand. Will soon? Emma hid at the elevator corner, hearing Brad and Olivia's footsteps gradually fade away. She took out her phone and opened the recording app. Sunlight poured through the floor-to-ceiling windows as Emma sat in the corner of the cafe, her laptop screen continuously displaying various data. She took a sip of Americano, her brows furrowed.
The email was sent at 3:17 a.m., but at that time I was clearly
working late on the project?
A familiar voice came from behind. Emma looked up to see Jack carrying a latte, walking over. He was wearing a casual suit today, looking more formal than usual.
Was it you who sent the message?
I heard about this morning's events. With your personality, I knew you'd choose to gather your thoughts here.
Looks like my behavior patterns are too predictable.
I've looked into the AI chip project you were responsible for. The technology is highly valuable. If leaked, the loss would be at least $10 billion.
How do you know all this? This is classified information.
Because we might be the biggest victims. Don't you find it strange? Why precisely at this time?
You're right. The project enters financing phase next week.
Suddenly, Emma's phone vibrated frantically. It was notifications from the company's internal forum.
Don't read those things. I know some data analysis experts who might be able to help you.
I need to figure this out myself. A month ago, Brad borrowed my computer, saying he needed to check a report.
Wait, have you checked your computer's login records?
Emma's eyes lit up as she quickly opened her laptop. Jack moved to her side, leaning down to look at the screen.
Here. Someone logged into my account using an overseas IP address late at night.
I'll contact the technical experts right away. Do Do you remember exactly when Brad used your computer?
March 15th, between 4 o'clock and 4:45 p.m. He said he needed to check the Q1 financial report.
Neon lights flickered outside the floor-to-ceiling windows as Emma followed Jack into an office filled with displays. In the center was a massive data visualization wall, constantly showing various numbers and charts.
What is this place?
Some of my private investments. The equipment here can crack any encrypted data.
Jack, I've analyzed the email metadata you sent. The results are interesting. Although the sending address appears to be yours, it actually went through at least 3 layers of redirection.
Can you trace it back to the source?
We've already traced it. The original server is located in the Cayman Islands, registered under a company called Phoenix Innovation.
The Cayman Islands. That's a tax haven.
Wait. Let me check something.
She quickly scrolled through her phone.
I knew it. Brad was in the Cayman Islands last month.
The 3 sat around a neon-lit conference table, with the projector displaying Brad's fund flow chart. Over the past 3 months, about $5 million has been transferred from Brad's offshore account to Phoenix Innovation.
But why? Is leaking trade secrets worth investing so much money?
Because he wants to file the patent first.
Jack opened a patent application document.
Here, Phoenix Innovation submitted a patent application for AI chip architecture 3 days ago.
That's his plan. Once he gets the patent, our company's project would be caught in an infringement dispute.
Suddenly, Emma's phone buzzed with a notification. It was a message from an unknown number. If you want to save your career, stop investigating now. This is the final warning.
They've discovered us.
Then it means we're on the right track.
There's one more thing. I found that Brad registered more than one company. The projection showed a complex network of company relationships, a total of 5 shell companies, all registered in the past 2 months.
Look here, all companies are connected to a company called Future Tech Holdings.
Future Tech Holdings. Isn't that the company that just announced they're acquiring our company last week?
Damn it! They've traced the companies in the Cayman Islands.
Calm down, darling. Even if they know, what can they do? There's no substantial evidence.
You don't understand. If they discover the Future Tech Holdings connection,
Brad picked up his phone.
initiate Plan B, call the board meeting tonight. I need to take Emma down completely before she finds more evidence.
The spacious boardroom was bathed in morning light through floor-to-ceiling windows, falling on the solid wood conference table. Board members gradually took their seats, while tension filled the air. Brad was dressed formally, confidently arranging his documents. Olivia sat in the observer's seat, giving Brad flirtatious looks. The boardroom's large doors suddenly opened, and Emma strode in with her head held high. She wore a crisp white suit and carried a laptop.
Emma, you really dare to come.
Why not? This is the best opportunity to clear my name.
Meeting begins. Regarding the trade secret leak case, Brad, please present your evidence first. Brad stood up and turned on the projector.
Board members, this is Emma's email record. At 3:17 a.m. on March 20th, an email containing complete AI chip architecture was sent to our main competitor.
The boardroom erupted in gasps.
Not only that, we've discovered Emma has had multiple secret meetings with competitors recently. We have surveillance footage as evidence.
Can we look at the email's metadata?
These technical details are necessary.
Let's see the details. Emma stood up and took control of the projection.
Let me help.
She skillfully pulled up a series of code.
Look here, while the sending address appears to be mine, but
She clicked the keyboard, and the data stream began to change.
this email went through 3 redirections, ultimately pointing to a server in the Cayman Islands. And this server, coincidentally, belongs to Phoenix Innovation Company.
Brad's expression began to show subtle changes. Emma pulled up another set of data.
More interestingly, Phoenix Innovation received $5 million in transfers from Brad's personal account over the past 3 months.
Board members began whispering among themselves.
This is slander. You have no right to access my personal account.
Oh? Then how do you explain these fund flow charts?
The screen displayed detailed transfer records. The boardroom doors opened again. Jack and Sarah walked in.
Sorry to interrupt. As the actual controller of Future Tech Holdings, I believe I should be part of this discussion.
Sarah? This is impossible.
Jack walked to Emma's side.
We found more evidence.
He opened his laptop.
Here's the complete documentation of Brad's 5 shell companies and their connections to Future Tech Holdings.
Brad collapsed into his chair, his tie loose and disheveled. Security, please escort Mr. Brad to the legal department. Emma, on behalf of the board, I apologize. Your position is reinstated immediately. Emma watched as the disheveled Brad was led away, while Olivia also left quietly with her head down. Sarah walked to Emma.
Well done. I knew I had misjudged you.
Emma turned to Jack.
So, you are actually.
This topic, perhaps we could continue in a more suitable setting?
The golden evening sunlight filled the entire office through the floor-to-ceiling windows. Emma was organizing her desk, returning previously sealed items to their places one by one. Emma, the company will compensate you for your salary during the suspension period, plus additional emotional damages.
Thank you. But more than these, I care more about the project itself.
The board has decided to put you in full charge of the AI chip project. Double the budget, team size at your discretion. The water columns in the fountain changed into brilliant colors under the colorful lights. Emma stood by the fountain, looking at the gradually darkening sky. Jack approached from behind.
What are you thinking about?
Emma turned around.
You owe me an explanation.
About my identity?
Sarah is Future Tech Holdings' actual controller, and you.
Pretty close. We've been looking for partners who can truly drive technological innovation.
So you deliberately set Brad up?
Not entirely. We were investigating Brad's suspicious activities, but meeting you was pure coincidence. However,
He paused.
it was a beautiful coincidence.
Under the night sky, the fountain's mist formed a misty curtain around the two people. Emma looked out at Manhattan's brilliant night view, a faint smile appearing at the corners of her mouth. In this sleepless city, perhaps a new story was about to begin. In her late-night office, Sarah looked at Emma and Jack's profiles on her computer screen, speaking softly to herself.
Looking forward to the changes you'll bring to this industry.
The screen displayed a code name, Project Phoenix, a plan that might change the entire technology industry's landscape.